everyone, and welcome to our take on cruise with Shannon and Roger, or
Roger and Shannon.
My name is Shannon McKee of Access Cruise, and with me I have the privilege of having
Roger Blum with Cruise and Port Advisors, and I am privileged to not only be with Shannon, but we are privileged to be back in front of the Miami Beach Convention Center. We're just so excited. We can't stay away from this place.
We really can't stay away from this place. We have so much going on, which we would love to talk to you all about. Joining us on Monday, April 8th, for a full day of destination conference sessions. We have been doing this over the last few years, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. The space is growing larger and larger, and the content this year, I love all the topics that we have online this year. So we're here to take a look at that space and see what is going to happen this year.
That's right. For those of you who have been joining us on Mondays each year, you've seen the room has been more crowded, standing room only. People can't get in. This year, Seatrade's making sure we have a humongous space so that everyone will get in. Lunch will be served, and we're getting the RSVPs back now from the speakers and panelists.
Oh, yes.
And we have a great lineup. Everyone's excited.
Some great sessions, building and extending seasons, tourism of tomorrow, just to name a few, but there is so much more, so we hope you'll join us. And if you haven't registered, we may have a secret code for you.
Hang on, people haven't registered?
I know, right? I can't believe that.
Check out what we're going to put in our text. Secret code, 10% off, and a link to register. Get it done. Don't miss out.
That's right. But what else is going on? There's a lot of news coming out of the cruise industry, one of which is very sad news because we have lost another cruise liner. Sadly, American Queen Voyages has ceased to operate here, river cruising in the U.S., so that's a really big disappointment. But Roger and I, we were talking about this. We think somebody else will pop up and take those vessels.
Yeah, for sure. They have a variety of vessels. Some of them are coastal cruisers. It might be a little bit more difficult,
Yeah.
but the one that I think is the coolest is the actual American Queen, which is the steamboat paddle wheeler. It actually does. The paddle wheel is how this boat cruises. It's really, even though it's not that old of a vessel, it has the tradition of the old Mississippi River cruises.
I
And I
love
mentioned
that.
a couple years ago, or last year, that I had done a cruise on its predecessor, the Mississippi Queen.
Yeah.
And it's just the authentic way to see the Mississippi, with the calliope playing on deck and the Dixieland music and Dixieland bands, and it's the coolest way to go.
You know, and there's some great competition out there. I'm sure that there's an opportunity. We have American Cruise Line, who has announced an expansion. They announced 4 new builds that they announced back in December of 2023, so that's around the corner. And of course, we have Viking Cruises that is entering the market here in the U.S. So it is a space to watch for sure. But other big news in the industry?
Well, I was really excited because PortMiami just announced that Cunard line, the Queen Elizabeth, starting in 2025, will be sailing from PortMiami. I think they have 33 Caribbean cruises scheduled. And what's amazing is, even though Queen Elizabeth won't be the biggest ship, we've got Icon of the Seas, Carnival Celebration, there's something about these Cunard Queens that are so aspirational that people just get so excited to see these ships. So I'm really excited. It's big news.
It'll be nice to have her in Miami for sure.
I'm so excited about that. And also, Carnival announced Celebration Key, which is their big development on Grand Bahama that doesn't open till next year.
Bigger and better.
It hasn't even opened yet, and they're doubling in size. Originally, they were going to have a berth to accommodate 2 giant ships. They will now have 2 berths so that they can have 4 XL class ships in at the same time. And of course, Upland, they're doubling that size too. So they haven't even had their first call yet, and they're doubling in size.
Well, you know, after the news that Carnival has a new ship on the way, a new order, and that Josh has announced that there is going to be even more ships coming out, it doesn't surprise me that they're already doubling the size.
Things are growing and booming.
But you know what? We were going to add every week a fun fact. And your wife was very disappointed, who is our cameraman, because there could be a tea shortage coming.
We did discuss for the poor itinerary planners who have been going crazy rerouting ships to avoid the Red Sea. And as we know, cargo ships are also being rerouted to avoid the Red Sea, which means shipments of tea to the United Kingdom may be delayed.
So make sure to stock up on your tea, David Selby, Marie Blum out there, because you're going to need it. Possibly. Not for sure yet. But anyway.
She has so many tea bags, English tea bags at home, she'll be fine.
Well, don't forget to register. We're going to put the magic link below for 10% off, and we look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.